Hi guys, it's Liz here, and I am back with another daily dose of guidance. As usual, we will be using the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. I also have the Soul Coaching cards on standby, just in case. Okay, so we'll get to shuffling here. Ooh, that came up right away. I barely shuffled. Okay. Okay. I might end up picking an additional card here. We'll see. Because what we got was victory, but in reverse. Okay. So we might be feeling, so this is why I want to pull an additional card along with this, just to get like more clarity, I think, because with victory in reverse, it's, we feel like we're losing, right? We don't feel victorious, okay? We feel like we're losing. And so I want to get a little more clarity around that. So, actually, we'll stick with the energy. I'm feeling we're going to stick with the energy oracle cards real quick. Okay, see what comes up to give us some clarity around this. And then if necessary, I'll dive into the coaching cards. The soul coaching cards, rather. So we're just looking for a little more clarity around why we feel like we're losing right now. Okay. So I know personally, because I live in Ontario, Canada, and we are scheduled to go into another lockdown on the 26th, if you're watching this in real time. So on December 26th, Ontario is set to go into another lockdown. So I could see how we could kind of feel like, that we're losing the battle here when it comes to the whole COVID thing. So I want to get a little more clarity around that, though. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be using the soul coaching cards in a minute here, but in addition to victory in reverse, we got heartbreak. Or broken heart. Oh no. Oh no, that's a bummer. That's a real bummer. Okay. Because this also brings in those feelings of, a broken heart is, also grief. Okay, so we have victory in reverse. Okay, so there's a real strong sense of loss here. Big, strong sense of loss with victory in reverse and broken heart. So, okay. Let's tap into this. So first of all, I'll just say, if you are experiencing some form of loss today, I am so sorry. I am so sorry that you're going through this. I'm so sorry. So this loss, okay, it can be loss of life, okay, but it can also be loss of a job. It could be the loss of a relationship, so romantic or platonic relationship, okay. So just anything where you're feeling it's any form of loss, okay. So you don't necessarily need to worry if you're like, oh no, is this a horrible prediction of I'm going to lose a loved one today? Not necessarily, okay. This is just, we're going through that feeling of, and it may not even be an actual loss of something, it's just a feeling of loss, okay, and a feeling of grief. So this could also be, maybe you're feeling a little depressed today, right? You might be feeling a little depression. And that could just be, because you're, like myself, I also have SAD, so seasonal affective disorder is a big thing right now, especially because the sun, it's already like dark out, and it's like not even 2 o'clock. It's already dark, so that lack of sunlight really bums us out, the human human beings, it bums us out when we don't get enough sun. Also, I have Luna behind me here, once again, deciding that now is the perfect time to take a bath. So, if you see this weird black lump behind me making a weird noise, it's Luna taking a very loud, disgusting bath. Okay. Now, there could be a sense of grief or loss or just that low vibe, sort of depressed type of energy because you're not going to be able to spend the holidays the way you usually do. Okay, so I know even myself, even though we'd go into lockdown on the 26th, my mom and I have decided that it's best to err on the side of caution and not spend Christmas together. We're going to Zoom instead and do like the gifts and all of that down the road. Okay, so I also will not be spending, time with my family in the same room type of deal. Like we'll be on Zoom, okay? So you may be feeling a little bummed out that you're not going to have your regular traditions this year. You're not going to be able to spend that time with your family and your friends, okay? I know myself, I will be here in my home with just me and my cats, and that's it for Christmas, okay? And then, again, just doing Zoom with the loved ones. So it's going to be a little different this year. It's kind of a bummer, right? So for some of you, that might be like extra. That might be something that's just super extra for you. That you really feel that, okay? And just seeing if anyone else, any other energies, divine wisdom, spirit guides, if anybody else has anything to add or to say. Okay, so we're coming back around to, we're still in that time of the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, right? We're still kind of moving into that. And so we're feeling those restrictions. We're feeling those limitations, okay? Like I said, myself, Ontario is going into lockdown on the 26th. So, and I'm erring on the side of caution and doing the self-isolation earlier than legally necessary, but it's supposed to be, we're very near Christmas, and it's going to be, and knowing that we're going into lockdown, it's going to be absolutely bonkers outside, and I want no part of that if I can help it. Okay, so we're inside, we're feeling, limited and restricted, can't go out, right? We could go outside, but you don't want to be in like public right now. It's just not safe. So you might be feeling that energy as well. So you might be in Ontario as well, going through a lockdown. It's a bummer. I feel it. I feel you. Okay? But we are being reminded that this too shall pass. Okay? This too shall pass. So let's just keep that hope in our hearts. And keep that faith, okay? We know this will pass, okay? Let's try not to get too, stuck and lost in that broken heart energy, okay? And feeling hopeless, like nothing will change, okay? It will. We are going to move through this, okay? This too shall pass, okay? Now, I'm going to get into the Soul Coaching Oracle cards, okay, by Denise Linn. Yeah, Denise Linn, yeah. To help us see if we can get some additional just guidance around this energy, okay? So we know what we're feeling right now, and it's a bummer. So we're looking at those Soul Coaching cards to kind of help us with this energy, okay? So, as I was saying before, just as I'm shuffling here, we don't want to get lost in the depression energy or that heartbroken energy, okay? But we also don't want to deny it and push it away and just, have positive thinking, okay? Because that's just going to cause more harm than good. We don't want to we want to be in surrender and acceptance of what is. But we don't want to get lost in the negative energy, okay? The harmful, that's what I want to say, the harmful energy, okay? It's just, this is what it is, right? So knowing that we're going in Ontario anyways, we're going into lockdown. I'm not going to be able to spend Christmas with my mom in the same room, okay? And we're not going to do our usual traditions, okay? Yeah, that's a bummer. But I'm in surrender and acceptance that this is happening for our highest good, okay? And I know that this will pass, so I can just be in that energy of this sucks and this is happening for our highest good, okay? And I know that this will pass, okay? So we can be in that acceptance of what is, be in acceptance and surrender of what is, and we know that it will pass, okay? Okay. So, I like this, okay. So we got focus. And how cute is that with the star right there? Does that not remind you of that the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction that I think it's on the 25th? It'll look like one giant star in the sky on the 25th. Obviously it's not a star, but the way it'll light up, it'll look like one just bright-ass star up in the sky. Right? And so you can see with the light here that's coming down, okay, this is our hope, right? This is shining a light down in the darkness, okay? We got this dark here, and then we got this shining star in this light in the darkness, okay? This is our light in the darkness. Okay, and at the bottom it says, all of my thoughts are directed towards my highest good. So as I was just saying, taking in and accepting what is and knowing that it's for our highest good, okay? That this, that what is happening right now, whether you're in Ontario or elsewhere in the world, that what is happening is for our highest good. So if you've experienced or if you're feeling that, that hopelessness and that sort of depressed energy, that loss, that sense of grief, okay? Know that this will pass, okay? And that this is happening for our highest good, okay? There's this light surrounded, and you got the darkness and you got your light right here. So focus, right? Focus on that sense of hope and faith and knowing that this is happening for our highest good and that this darkness will pass. This will pass, okay? We're going through it right now, right? This is similar to our message yesterday where we're kind of going through that dark night of the soul, okay? We're in that cocoon, we're in the dark night of the soul, we're feeling that limitation, that restriction, but it will pass, and when it does, we emerge as that butterfly, right? We emerge transformed and liberated. We will feel that expansion energy of Jupiter, okay? We'll be able to expand our wings, right? And then we can just take flight. We have that freedom, we have that liberation, okay? And so that's the light we're being asked to focus on right now, is that we can look at this limitation and restricted energy of Saturn that we're going through right now, that dark night of the soul, that sense of depression and grief, okay, as a gift, okay? And you may actually want to take some time to think, how is this energy, how can this sense of loss or depression or grief, how can this energy be to my benefit? Really, how is it? And I don't mean that in a negative way. Honestly, look at how could this actually be a gift? Okay? Let's just assume this energy is a gift to us, okay? So how could it be a gift, right? What is it giving us to have this energy? Okay? We don't want to, obviously don't want to stay in that energy. Okay? So if we're looking at, okay, I'm in a sense of, depression and loss and grief, okay? And that's a gift. Maybe part of the gift is when it lifts, right? When we have that Jupiter expansion and it lifts, it's just that much more, we emerge that much more expanded, and we have that much more sense of liberation, right? Because we went through that dark night of the soul, right? If we just had like a little little step in the, little trip in the road, and then you go to expand, it's just like, yeah, cool, right? Maybe it doesn't give us that same sense that it needs to when it happens, right? If it's just like a little, like, oh, I just feel a little restricted, and then that lifts, and you're like, okay, cool, and you just skip along on your way, right? You're missing out on the gift of feeling, restricted, and then expand, right? It feels, you're going to feel it so much stronger, okay? That expansion and letting your wings go and having that sense of liberation and expansion, because you were so constricted and restricted and limited for a time. For a time, though. Keep that in mind. It's only for a time. Not forever. It's only for a time. Okay? So that is our message for today. To focus on the gift of what is. Okay? And really looking at how it's a gift. Okay? How is it a gift? Really take the time to think about that. Okay? And I know when you're going through a sense of depression, loss, and grief, that's going to sound like utter bullshit. I understand that. Okay? And having that idea of, hope and faith also is going to sound like a load of bullshit. I get it. Okay? But if this is something that you'd like to, if you'd like to help get yourself out of that low vibe energy, if you'd like to help raise your vibration, okay, this is the way to do it. If you're at a point where you're like, I don't want to feel like this anymore, okay, this is how you do it. That's our message for today. Okay? And just keeping in mind, this too shall pass. Okay? There is light in the darkness. Okay? Focus on the light. That's our message. Focus on the light. Okay, don't suppress or push away what is. Accept what is and focus on the light. Okay? Okay, beautiful soul. I hope you found this helpful, and I will see you tomorrow with another daily dose of guidance. Bye.